Did you watch day one of the Derek Chauvin trial? It was pretty intense. We heard from witnesses. We saw the video of George Floyd. It was certainly hard to watch for many. And today we're expecting to hear more witness testimony in the trial of Derek Chauvin. He is the former police officer accused of murdering George Floyd. Prosecutors and defense attorneys presented their case to the jury in opening statements yesterday. Witnesses also took the stand, including a 911 dispatcher and a professional mixed martial arts fighter. Outside the courtroom, demonstrators peacefully protested as Americans and many around the world await a verdict in this high-profile trial. So Skyler Henry is in Minneapolis. Skyler, what more can you tell us about the protests last night?
Well, hey, Anne-Marie, good morning to you. Well, it looked a lot like many that we've seen over the last 10 months calling for justice for George Floyd. In fact, there have been several groups who've held rallies around the courthouse over the last few days. As for the trial, the defense maintains that what Derek Chauvin did was something that he was trained to do. The prosecution is arguing otherwise.
Prosecutors did not mince words as they laid out their case against former police officer Derek Chauvin.
I would tell you that you can believe your eyes, that it's a homicide, it's murder.
The trial's first day featured opening statements from both sides. The prosecution played for the jury the cell phone video showing George Floyd gasping for air.
He put his knees upon his neck and his back, grinding and crushing him until the very breath, no, ladies and gentlemen, until the very life were squeezed out of him.
The defense offered a very different take on what happened.
And you will learn that Derek Chauvin did exactly what he had been trained to do over the course of his 19-year career.
Defense attorney Eric Nelson said Floyd's death was the result of drug abuse and an underlying heart condition.
The evidence is far greater than 9 minutes and 29 seconds.
Day one also included the trial's first witnesses, among them a 911 operator who watched Floyd's arrest on surveillance videos, who initially thought the cameras had frozen because the restraint had gone on so long.
That dispatcher says she then called the police on the police, something she had never done before.
And my instincts were telling me that something's wrong. Something is not right. I don't know what, but something wasn't right.
Chauvin is charged with second and third degree murder, as well as second degree manslaughter. He's pleaded not guilty.
Another one of those witnesses, Anne-Marie, said that he was there watching George Floyd as he slowly started to slip away. Now, as for the trial, it is expected to resume again a little later this morning. We are expected to hear from more witnesses. One thing is certainly clear, though. Lawyers on both sides are adamant about proving how exactly George Floyd died, saying that that will be pivotal in this trial.
So looking forward to today, or looking ahead to today, do we know who will testify or what to expect at all?
Yeah, well, we know at some point we will hear from Minneapolis, the current Minneapolis police chief, who actually fired Derek Chauvin. He is actually expected to testify on behalf of the prosecution, saying that what Derek Chauvin did was not police protocol. We are also expected to hear from other members of the department who say that the former Minneapolis police officer had a history of complaints against him, some of which include using excessive force. That will be interesting because you're pitting the police department somewhat against one another, so to speak, between the police chief, his former officer, and you have to wonder how that plays down the road in terms of the other rank and file within the department crossing that blue line, if you will.
So true. Skyler, thank you so much. So we're going to dig deeper into the trial, what we heard yesterday, what we can expect today. We're going to have continuing coverage later on in the show. Former federal prosecutor Keir Dugal is going to be joining us with some legal analysis. That's going to happen around 7:30.